This is a Dutch tool chest, which is based on Christopher Schwarz's design, which I modified. I built this to store all the tools that I have. So I was very specific about how I wanted to organize things. Starting with, look under the hood here. A lot of people put their back saws up here. I don't use them that often to store them here, so I'm going to do a separate saw till for those. But I've got some spoke shaves here. Got some bevel squares. Got an 1.5 inch chisel, which I can use to start a line when I'm chiseling things, nice and handy. What else? I've got a couple of rulers. I've got my, if you take a look inside here, I've got my chisels set up in the back. So these are my bench chisels. These are my dovetail chisels. This is my marking gauge, a couple other marking things. These are my dovetail markers, and then in the back I have a square with a dovetail thing here, level square, which is set in with magnets. I've got my tenon saw, crosscut saw, dovetail saw, the 3 standard bench planes, the joiner, the jack, the smoother. Created I had some space behind the joiner, so I made this little box, which also serves to hold my small router plane. Box comes out, and that can hold various little marking knives, pencils, and whatnot. And then the router plane fits here, and there's some magnets that hold it in place, and it kind of rests on the box. And then on the inside here, I've got card scrapers and blades. I've got my block plane here in the holster, and then over here on this side, I've got my other block plane. I've got side rabbet planes that are held in place with dowels and rare earth magnets. And then if you've looked at the Christopher Schwarz design, you'll know that the locking mechanism are these 2 sticks here. These happen to be winding sticks that I already had, so I'm using these to lock in place the front. Front comes off. Now, the normal design, this is the larger of the Dutch tool chests, which usually would have these 2 shelves. What I found is there was a lot of headspace in the design, which was unused space. So I decided to create a couple of drawers and a tray, and I still have, room for my planes. And so created these 2 drawers. They're basically 10 inches deep, so they're not very deep, but they do hold a lot of stuff. So I used Kaizen foam, which is great because I got a bunch of it. So if I ever change the configuration, I don't have to rip apart the drawers. I just got this sliding drawer here with some squares, marking tools. These are some Bridge City kerf and tenon markers, nail sets. This actually comes out. And here I've got some rasps, some files for sharpening my card scrapers, screwdriver, a brush to clean the rasps. This is my mini smoothing plane from H&T Gordon. I've got a bullnose plane, marking knife, and this is a purfling cutter. And then when needed. And then moving down, these are my marking tools. So I got these gauges. This is a sector, various marking gauges. This is a Bridge City center finder, which is terrific to use. Goes there. Various other things. And then this is kind of neat, this little tray that I was able to sneak in. These are my Japanese chisels that I keep down here. A couple more squares, depth finder, scratch all, a couple of smaller planes. And this is a nice shallow little tray. And I use Kaizen foam in these drawers. Originally I was going to build, fabricate little holders and everything out of wood, but I was thinking if I ever want to reorganize these drawers, I'm going to have to chisel all that stuff out. So the Kaizen foam is really easy to work with, and it's cheap. And if I ever change this configuration, it's not even glued in. I could just pull it out and sort of recut based on what I want to put in there. And then I created this bottom section. So this is one unit that can be lifted off. Not that I'm going to travel with it, but theoretically I could. And then down here is where I've stored all my, I have a half set of molding planes and assorted specialty planes. Up here, I've got a couple of scrapers. I've got my carving chisels in pouches. I'm going to build some storage boxes for those. Got my Stanley 45 here. Got my router plane, sorted other planes there. So, and then down, you know, and then I created these little caddies on either side because I didn't want there to be sort of a tower effect, this long thing. So the base is wider than the main chest itself. So I was able to, you know, build a couple of caddies on either side to store stuff that just didn't fit here, but I didn't want to have it in random, you know, drawers and other places. So I've got, this is a large panel gauge, which, you know, obviously wasn't going to fit in there. So I came up with this way to kind of rest it on the ledge here and create a little catch for it at the bottom. And then this is held on with magnets and dowels. And then this is a box for, these are my mortise chisels, 3 different sizes, and I have the sizes marked here, so you know they can just store there. And these are my drawboard pins. And then over here, I've got various hammers, plane hammers, mallets, all again within arm's reach of the bench when I need them, nicely organized. So again, just a way to, you know, put things together so they aren't just randomly put it, you know, in drawers and other places. And that was my challenge, is that I had everything all over the place, and you know, I spent so much time looking for things, and on occasion buying the same tool twice because I forgot that I had it, and I know you've done that too. And then it's on wheels. These wheels are definitely overkill for this chest. These are Carry Master wheels. I just had them because they were left over from a piece of machinery that I was going to put them on. They're terrific. I'll probably replace them at some point with less nice wheels. But so I really kind of used the standard design as a starting point, and I really built the chest around the tools that I had. And that's why you see, you know, some of the decisions I made from a design standpoint. Came out really nice. The material, the nice thing about this design is it's fairly simple to make. It's nailed and screwed here and there. It's made of pine from Home Depot, so it's not an expensive toolbox tool chest to make. I think the time involved really was the thought about, you know, you lay out all your tools and you sort of say, like, how am I going to organize these in one place? So that actually took a long time. Some trial and error along the way. Things to think about is sometimes, you know, you think you might want to put this chisel here or there, but, you know, is it going to bump up against the cleats and other things like that? You know, is this till going to be shallow enough so that it doesn't hit the tops of the planes when it closes? So, you know, those are kind of some of the considerations, and some I've found out the hard way. When it came together, I had to make some changes, but that's the other nice thing about pine, is if you make a mistake or you want to change something, all this stuff is screwed in, so I can change it out. You know, it's really easy to work with, and you know, gives me a lot of options. I'm gonna do a separate video that is a tool inventory for those that are really interested in kind of seeing what I got in here.